few torn shrubs the place disclose, the village preacher's modest mansion rose. A man he was, to all the country dear, and passing rich with £40 a year. Remote from man, he ran his godly race, and ne'er had changed, nor wished to change his place. Achill Island, 1959. I'm the good-looking fella in front. The guy next to me is Terry Hassett. The truck behind is where we slept, where we had bunks made out of the tubes of lorry tires, transistor, and the Primus stove. And the guy who took the photograph was Stephen Lynch, the third guy. Stephen and myself had come the previous year, and this was the year after, 58, this was 59, which is 50 years ago. Wow, wow, look at the bod, I'm telling you. There's a tendency to postpone living, that you'll do it whenever. But it's, life is one-way traffic, continuous education. And we never arrive at it all. Now that's another precious one that you should shoot. My first German girlfriend at 14, Edeltraud Becker. The sequel to that story was, I made a date with her the following week. Wow, it was the longest week in my life at that time. I had two hairs, one on my right chin and one on my left chin, and I delicately shaved them off. Went down on my first date to meet Miss Edeltraud Becker. Had to walk down to Blackrock, which was about a half an hour walk. And again, what happened, John? The story of my life. What do you mean? Couldn't find the house and I haven't seen her since. True story. My house was built on two old dwellings back in 1960s, and I would have two turbary rights. That's the cut, make and take turf for my own personal use. So that gives you the right to put sheep up the mountains with commonage, and the parish people have the rights to take turf from their own allocated turf stripe. Long ago it was cut by hand, by slaying, but in modern times it's cut by machine and then saved, footed, dried, turned, bagged, and either brought home in bags or tractors, trailer and tractor.
Dreadlocks, with ragged clothing to signify that their main motivation is work, not material possessions.
Wow, give us the stay our daily bread. Wow. Unless you say wow 10 times a day, you ain't living, man. People say, why Achill? No connecting link. And I'll tell them 2 stories. One, when I found out there were 18 pubs and 9 churches, I said, that's my island. Twice as many sinners as saints. The variation on it is, why Achill? I said, I got a compass and I drew an arc from Cork and I drew an arc from Dublin and it struck Achill. And I said to myself, that's as far away now as I can get from relations. Going to weddings, I have a problem because I have to soak myself in disinfectant in case I contract that rare disease. A young fellow like me contracting that rare matrimonial bus disease would be horrific. And you know the old sayings, love is blind, marriage is an eye-opener. Marry in haste, repent at leisure. The one I prefer. Love is like the creeping vine that withers if it has nothing to embrace. Very poetic. My favourite. The Last of the Mohicans. I would probably define happiness as contentment with one's lot, regardless of whether that is digging trenches, flying Concorde, or whatever. To be contented. While the sun is shining, we'll go up to Kem. I describe Achill like a woman, in all its different moods, still beautiful. So you get a rainy day, you do rainy day things. Sunny day things. Foggy, boggy, misty days, you take supper and liquor. But every day is a gift.
Whereabouts are you going now? Up there. Just square it up first. Get on these huge ones we're talking. We got 2 stones here.
Thank you, gents. Curra has gone into her winter quarters. Now on you get storms. So until next April, May, June, depending on weather. We'll give it a couple of coats of tar and put it back into the sea again. We have a little shed here, I'll just show you. So this is where we keep our rain gear, life jackets, oars, nets, and then this used to be used by the shark fishermen, the basking shark fishermen. When they caught basking sharks here, in the 50s they would catch up to maybe 40 basking sharks in a day, which is mega. But then the overfishing of the basking sharks, the sharks declined in numbers, and the main reason the basking sharks were caught were prior to oil coming into being. The liver of a large basking shark can weigh up to a ton. So they would get the oil from the liver. That oil would have been used for lighting lamps, street lamps in Dublin, Belfast, London. So they were a valuable commodity, but with the oil coming, the basking shark's liver became redundant, prices dropped, numbers dropped. So this would have been a shark fisherman's hut in the 50s, 60s plus.
Sings on yonder reef, the spellbound seals draw near.
Fishing seemed to be genetic inheritance. My father fished, his father fished. I think the ancestors back in Kerry fished.
Hoy ran, oy ran, oy ran, oy ro. Hoy ran, oy ran, oy ran, ero. Hoy ran, oy ran, oy ran, elaluran. Hoy ran, oy ran, oy ran, ero. The wandering ploughman halts his plough to made her milking stay.
3 boats.
While sheep on hill
Ger Hassett, Paul Barnes, and Matty Stafford. The good ship Hinga.
Hoy ran, oy ran, oy ran, oy ro. Hoy ran, oy ran, oy ran, ero. Hoy ran, oy ran, oy.
You're getting smaller every time I see you. Jeez.
Run, hoy ran, oy ran, oy ran, ero.
Photograph all my spare lee roadies.
Was it a dream where all asleep, or did she see her strain? Or the seals with a splash dive into the deep, and the world goes on again, but lingers the refrain.
That's all. One match and leave it to Mother Nature. Another 15 minutes now. It'll be medium rare. Look at it now, look. There's a big boat, is it? No, just the waves off the daisies. Wow, isn't that amazing? Wow, look at him rearing its head. Look. It's like a boat, I thought of. Out beyond the point there now, you can see the waves from the daisies. Getting up, look, up. Yeah, silhouetted. See them? thought there's a boat first. Just over. See it rearing up now again. Now, anchor down. Toddy time. That's a good boy. With beaded bubbles winking at the brim and purple stained mouth. And this would be a brown stained mouth. Drip, 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 drip. Monsieur, moi, galloping gourmet, downtown Dooagh. They wrote a song about it, you know. Would you like a little? Okay, I don't know whether to hold my hands this way or that way, and I have to keep an eye on the cooking. Down, 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 downtown Dooagh. Yay, 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 yay. Down, 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 downtown Dooagh. Only the lonely, only the lonely. Down, 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 downtown Dooagh can know the way I feel. Down, down, down. I need a choir, but I have to do the choir myself. Down, 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 downtown Dooagh. Only the lonely know this feeling ain't real. There goes my baby, downtown Dooagh. There goes my heart, downtown Dooagh. They're gone forever, never to part. So only the lonely, down, 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 downtown Dooagh can know the way I feel. And at this moment, I'm defying the laws of gravity by remaining vertical. I have blood in my alcohol stream. Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Grilled fillet steaks tonight, a la John. Yeah, magic. Plates heated? Yes. Potatoes cooked? Yes. Steamed potatoes. Wow. Romantic Ireland is not dead and gone. It's with O'Shea in downtown Dooagh. Can't beat a bit of romance. Life is for living, and Today is the tomorrow we worried about yesterday. And today is the first day of the rest of your life. Yesterday is history. And we shouldn't carry baggage from the past. But whatever is for you will never pass you. Shakespeare put it more upmarket with his words. There is a divinity which shapes our ends, rough hew them how we will. There is a tide in the affairs of man which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Pray practice one simple line, they also serve who only stand and wait. Now, my friend, I get into my working clothes. I get into my native garb. I get into my Kansi Genzi. And I put on some sheep's dip aftershave lotion. You never know my luck today. I might meet someone who hasn't heard of me.